You mentioned Deuce McBride, Kaz, Deuce also on that descending contract extension. Knicks front office seems to really like those deals that descend. McBride played incredibly well, obviously, against Golden State the other night in that win. And that, to me, is just a culmination of the way he's played night in and night out, by and large, since he's come back into the rotation after the Anunoby deal. He's given the Knicks a big lift. And Brendan, I'm curious for you. You're looking at Alec Burks. You're looking at Deuce McBride. You're looking at shortening the rotation as you get closer to the playoffs in the postseason. How are you looking at that decision, McBride versus Burks, specifically when you talk about rotation spot and minutes?
Well, number one, we've talked about this on this podcast before. Tom Thibodeau could go to 8 guys, and then there is no McBride or Burks. They're not even in the rotation. And DiVincenzo can be the backup point guard. So if Tom wants to go to 8, he can. Now, let's say it's 9. Well, a month ago we said where are McBride and Burks, and people were hoping for good things out of Burks because of things he's done in the past for the Knicks. But hey, it just hasn't played out that way in any way, shape, or form. So let's look at the last 10 games for McBride and for Burks. McBride averaging 11 a game, Burks averaging 5 a game. Burks is shooting 31% and 24% from 3. The eye test is 100% McBride. But before you jump on that really hard, there's a difference a little bit with McBride when he does well and when he doesn't. The game before Golden State, because of the way that Tibbs did the game plan, he did not use McBride, but for 11 minutes when Fox and Monk were in the lineup. So you would think with Fox and Monk in the lineup that that's a great situation for Deuce, but he only got 11 minutes and he didn't score. So if you're one of these people who predicted go over on McBride for points the next night, he didn't score in Sacramento, and then he had the most unbelievable game of unbelievable games for a backup point guard, and a great night for him, not only shooting the ball, and he shot when appropriately, when he was left alone, and that's what the NBA is about. It's about taking shots when they have said, we're going to play 4-on-5 and leave you alone. So awesome for him. Incredible job guarding Curry. It was a different strategic move by Tibbs to guard Curry and then guard Thompson that way off the bench. You're chasing the guy down the middle of his back on dribble handoffs, on pin downs. Hart did it the most with Thompson, but McBride was incredible. And yes, Curry gets 27, but he was not comfortable all night long. And then, McBride, because he played the whole game, he went over to Chris Paul and he did a pretty good job on him. So he has shot in the last 10 games, 49 from the field and 44 from 3. So when you're worried about McBride, is he going to make open shots? Lately, he's doing a great job of that. When Tibbs is going to think about who's the backup point guard and who do I want doing that in the playoffs, he's going to go to turnovers because the Knicks are 30th in the league in pace. They are dead last. That means they play with the last amount of possessions. So what's the one thing you cannot do in a Tom Thibodeau offense? You cannot turn the ball over. Well, McBride has been great in that department lately. So not only is he giving you the shooting, when he is a starter, which is 4 of the 10 games, I'm counting the Cleveland game as a start, he's 24-2 assists to turnover. So that's 12-1, which is like a remarkable number. Like the leader of the league would be 6-7. Now, what's the weird flip side of that? He only gets 1 assist a game when he plays with the bench. And this is still a mathematical problem for the Knicks because Bogdanovich is getting 11 a game, 39 and 33. Burks hasn't had it. McBride doesn't score as much coming off the bench. So they're 25th in the league in scoring, the bench. Just like 2 years ago, they were 23rd. Last year, they were 26th. You can talk about net rating all you want. The Knicks lost to Miami in the second round last year because they got outscored by 91 points by Miami's bench, more than 15 a game. So Deuce has done well in the starting lineup. He's only shooting 40% overall, but he's making a good amount of threes, a little bit more than 40. But him running this second group and making the second group work, there's still some gray area there. But proving himself to be on the floor, to take big assignments, I think he's done all of that recently.